Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of Stronghold SHX, the road to $3.33 with myself, CryptoBanker SHX. I hope you're all well. I hope you had a good weekend. It is Monday, July the 28th. And before we begin today's episode, the usual prerequisite: I am not a financial advisor, and nothing I say or do should be taken as financial advice. Now, Stronghold chart. We are still trading above 2 cent and really kind of going sideways for quite some time, just bouncing in this range for like the last 3 days. I know that there is a lot of talk in the community in relation to pending exchanges. And I just really wanted to use today's episode to speak about that, give my thoughts on that in relation to SHX being listed on a multitude of different exchanges, and really share why we think that is. Now, Mind Crypto, if you don't follow him, please do give him a follow. He is one of the best in the business, especially when it comes to tracking wallets. Like, this is what this guy does, right? He actually helped me track a hack. So thanks again for that, mate. Yeah, there's nothing really you can do in that situation, right? But this guy is, he's fantastic. Really, really on it. So he has been tracking the flow from the SHX token deployer through to Stronghold SHX.ether, which is the team wallet. And he's seen that through these two wallets, there's outflows to Crypto.com, Gemini, Coinbase, and Kraken. Now, usually when this activity happens on chain, and it's significant amounts, that would potentially mean that there is a listing about to happen, or they are preparing for a listing. They're also holding a lot of Ether on chain as well, 5,832 Ether, which equates to around $22 million. And that again could potentially hint at the fact that they're keeping this Ether to then be able to pay things such as listing fees, for example, with the exchange, or to provide extra liquidity to those liquidity pools when it comes to SHX pairs. And again, that would hint towards potential listings. We also have another 15 Ether via 6 transactions sent to Crypto.com. And so Mind Crypto is really saying, are we about to see the flip of the switch moment? And anyone who's been following me for a number of years has known that since the very beginning, I have said that I don't think that the flip of the switch moment is necessarily about XRP. I think that could happen with XRPL. But I think specifically with Stronghold now, given all the work that they've done in the last 7 years and all the clients they've secured, all the users of the network, it seems to me that given the low market cap still of SHX and it not being in that multi-billions or tens of billions market cap, when we're looking at November and we're looking at ISO 2022, and then we think about the acquiring of 20022 labs last year by Stronghold, it kind of like hints towards the fact that we're now seeing those outflows, including Bitstamp. This has grown, and I last year said that it would be Kraken, Uphold, Coinbase. But now, I mean, it's looking, and nothing's guaranteed, but it's kind of looking that they may just do it all at once. Now, I wasn't around in 2017, but I saw a comment. And if you were around in 2017, once Ripple locked up the escrow, was there some sort of flurry of exchange listings? Like, did they all just go on all the exchanges at once? I'd really like to know that. If anyone has that memory or was there at the time that could share, I'd be really interested in understanding that further, because if that's what happened with Ripple, given Ripple's involvement with Stronghold, it might actually hint that that could be the case, because if they go on, when I was thinking that it was potentially three, which three tier one listings within sort of the space of 5 months or 6 months would be incredible by itself. But there's obviously a reason why they're not on these exchanges. They could be on these exchanges if they chose to, many, many years ago. So I think that it is the case of they've been waiting for regulations in the US, which we all knew and I've been saying from the beginning. But the activity that they're doing now, when we're thinking about November, the deadline, and then you're thinking about SHX and what price does it need to be to then be able to sufficiently complement and really work within its use cases. I think it needs to be more than the market cap that it's at now, right? And so that's the deadline that we know of. We see the outflows happening now. We're entering and have entered an institutional markup of these digital assets. It would be very foolish in a way of Stronghold not to be on those exchanges and take advantage of this liquidity event which is happening. It would be unwise not to be on as many tier ones as possible, especially the US based ones, given what's happened with the progress of regulations and digital asset frameworks within the US. So my own personal opinion would be, and not financial advice, but when you look at the outflows, you look at the situation, you look at the market cap of SHX and Stronghold, you look at the journey it's been on, the community is now built. It would be a shock to me, more so if it was just one or two. And like I say, November is just around the corner. August, September is 3 months really. So in the next 3 months, I'd advise to hold on to your hats, shall we say. And also this is exciting. I'm launching my new website this week. So I've had many, many, many of you come to me and ask me, do I have a Patreon? Do I have a paid group? And yeah, I'm going to obviously continue doing these episodes, but I've got something that, as I say, is launching this week, which will answer those questions and give you access to myself on a 6-day week, so Monday to Saturday, and doing something a little bit different than most people do. It's going to be a little bit more than just a video every 2 weeks or here's a newsletter. But I'll share those details when it launches, and that will include details of CBX among other things. And this was just something that I was really wanting to do and get completed in early Q2. But as many of you know, my my health and various other things happened, and I was just not in a position to commit to it, because obviously it's a lot of work, right? And it's pretty much every day. Well, it's Monday to Saturday every day. So I wanted to ensure that I was back to full health, and could really deliver that on the scale in which I would like to, in terms of content and quality, right? And here, if you are on X, please, and you haven't already, please do join the SHX Strongholders community on there. Ever growing, nearly at 3,000 members now. I started this page, this community on X. Sorry, let me just go down. It was created, on March the 3rd, 2024. So in just over 15 months, we have grown considerably as a community. When I first put this up, I think the first 1,000, it hit 1,000 pretty quickly. But it just shows that, online we've actually doubled now, more than doubled in the last 15 months. And I expect this to continue to grow. I expect it. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit 5 by the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit 10, if something very, very special happens. But like I say, no one really knows. Investing is really about like identifying things before they happen, and reading between the lines, because once the events happen, if they go on 6, 7 exchanges all at once with Stronghold, then even I couldn't. What's that like? That's unknown. And therefore, it would be good to understand, like I say, if that happened with XRP. Please do drop it in the comments if you are aware of when XRP did the escrow, did then suddenly they start and list on everything. Do let me know. I'll be back tomorrow, as always, with another episode. If the day is ahead of you, then like it is for me, then I hope it's a good one. And if you've had the Monday, then please do have a good evening. Have a good night. Not financial advice, but you're pretty safe with Stronghold. And I think that just like the coming days, weeks, and months are just gonna blow minds. So have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.